back in my hotel room, I realized the painting's not going to fit in my suitcase. So I took all the nails out of the back. The painting is free now. See what I mean? No way that frame's going to fit in my suitcase. So to get it home, I had to take the painting out of the frame, and it'll sit just like that, but I can't take the frame. So I've got some pictures of the back, just for reference sake, and of the frame itself. I'm going to take this Jules Beaupré plate off, and that is going home with me. The frame's going to stay right here in Canada. It's nothing special. It's appropriate, but it's got a lot of wear and tear. So maybe we'll drop that off at the Goodwill tomorrow. What do you think?
Yes.
And we'll take the plate home.
Okay.
See you when we get home. Back in the antique mall in Canada, I told you I was looking for the quintessential Canadian painting. If someone asked me to show them an image of Canada, it would probably look very much like this. A quiet river, snow-covered banks, hills in the background, graceful birch trees in the painting. Nothing could be more quintessentially Quebec. Since filming the first segment, I've reframed the painting. As you may recall, the frame on the original painting didn't fit in my suitcase. So I had to discard the old frame. And when I got back to California, I had a new frame made and fitted for the painting. I was able, however, to recover from that old frame the nameplate, Jules Beaupré. And I reinstalled it back with the original work of art. That little nameplate could be a big clue as to the authorship of this painting. When I bought this painting for $269, I knew there was a story hidden inside it. I just didn't know how interesting that story could be. The painting is signed Jules Beaupré, and the original brass nameplate identifies the artist by the same name. That sent me looking for the man behind the painting. My research uncovered a real Jules Beaupré, born in Kamouraska, Quebec in 1856. Later in life, he settled in Estcourt, near the Témiscouata border. The dates fit, the geography fit, and the landscape certainly fit. Then I discovered a remarkable master's thesis from Université Laval documenting the Beaupre School. Among its painters were Maurice Cullen, James Morris, William Brimner, and Edmond Dionnet. Jules Beaupré is not listed among the documented members, but he lived in Quebec during the same period, painted the same countryside, and then worked in the same artistic tradition. Then the investigation took another turn. I discovered another artist named Jules Beaupré, a French painter and archaeologist. At first, he seemed like a possible candidate, but during reframing, I discovered this painting was executed on a sheet of masonite, cut to a standard 16 by 20 inch panel. Many Quebec paintings from the late 1920s and early 1930s were painted on exactly this type of support. The French Jules Beaupré died in 1921, before masonite came into common artistic use. That effectively rules him out. The documented Quebec Jules Beaupré lived until 1931, making a late career painting on masonite extremely possible. One clue eliminated a suspect, another strengthened the case. That's what makes attribution so fascinating. So as usual, Charlie's decided to join me for valuation. I don't know why he feels the need to clean my hands, but it is what it is, right, Charlie? So the question is, what's it worth? As an appraiser, I always have to separate what I know from what I suspect. I know this is an original oil painting. It's a Quebec scene by an artist named Jules Beaupré. It's a beautifully executed Quebec winter scene. And from the physical evidence, it's consistent with a Quebec artist who lived from 1856 to 1931. Despite all the research that I did, I still haven't been able to find an established artist or one who has auction records by the name of Jules Beaupré. So the only way to evaluate is by comparable sales by other comparable artists, Quebec artists of the period of the region. And based on comparable sales, I would estimate the auction value of this painting somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000. A retail gallery might price the painting for $2,500, maybe as much as $3,000. And I think for insurance purposes, we would insure this for $3,000. Now, maybe I should just delve into why there are differences between valuation at auction in a gallery and for insurance purposes. At auction, typically, if we sent this to auction, typically we're going to receive the lowest return. Of course, at auction, people are always looking to buy a great piece of art and get a great deal. And the auction house really makes their money based on the premium that the buyer pays after bidding. And sometimes a premium the seller pays before the auction. So there's where the auction house makes their money. They're not like a gallery. They don't need a full retail markup. Now a gallery, on the other hand, the valuation is going to be higher simply because that gallery has overhead. It's got bricks and mortar. It's got staff. It's got insurance. It's got utility costs. So that gallery, if it has this painting, needs to make a bigger margin in order to cover those costs. So what might go for $1,500 quickly one time at an auction may sit in a gallery for a few months, and consequently the overhead has to be covered. That's why the valuation in a gallery is going to be significantly higher than the auction. And the third valuation that I normally offer is an insurance valuation or appraisal. The reason that's the highest is quite simple. If this painting was damaged, destroyed, or lost, or stolen, what the insurance company will typically try to do is find a dealer who has similar work by the same artist. That dealer will want to make a commission, and then the painting needs to be shipped or transported to wherever the insured was. So the cost of crating and shipping and the dealer's commission are significantly going to elevate the cost of a replacement painting. That's why the insurance value is always higher than the retail value or the expected auction value.
So the insurance company won't give you cash, they'll just try and replace it with a painting?
Normally, if the paintings are prolific, they would normally do that. However, this would be the insurance company, the case where the insurance company would be sending the owner a check, because very hard to find anything by Jules Beaupré. But here's the fascinating part. The painting hasn't changed since I bought it, has it, Charlie? What changed was what I know about it. Every document, every clue, every dead end, and brings us a little closer to the truth. Sometimes the greatest discovery isn't finding a painting. It's getting close to the truth. It's the story behind it. That's why I bought it. Not just for the painting, but for the story. Happy hunting. People often ask me if the paintings that I discover are available for sale. And we've decided to make some of them available to you. And we think that the best way and fairest way to do that is through online auctions. Whenever a new auction opens, we'll notify my insider list first. If you want to be an insider and be notified, simply visit johnsumner.com/insider and sign up. It's free. You never know. The next hidden masterpiece could be yours. Happy hunting.